Hello everyone, Catweazle here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Xayah, Legends of a Drift System, along with Embers of a Forsaken Star and the Missions and Powers expansions, where we're just about to start episode 3. But before we do, a couple of things. Yes, couple of things I forgot to do. First of all, here is the miniature for Ves Virgo's new ship. So this is the skimmer. It looks pretty cool, doesn't it? And if you have a look, actually look over there, that's the Embers of a Forsaken Star box, and you can see the skimmer there in an action pose. So there you go. Here's the skimmer. So that goes back onto Kemplar 2. And what I've done is we've only got like 3 planets out, really. We've got Kemplar 2, Neo Damascus, and the sort of asteroid planet of Smuggler's Den. And they're getting a bit, it's getting a bit congested. So I've moved the Enforcer onto Kemplar 2's spawn point, and exactly the same for the Sellsword. I've moved that onto the Smuggler's Den spawn point because it is getting a bit crowded. Once our galaxy gets a bit bigger and we get a few more planets out, it shouldn't be as much of a problem. But yeah, particularly Kemplar 2, when, when the Enforcer was in there, yeah, you couldn't really see what was going on. So I've just popped them out to the spawn points. Now, talking about new ship, when Ves Virgo got her new ship, she should have got an extra fame point. You get a fame point for a new ship. So she's not an asteroid worm. She is, in fact, mostly harmless. So we'll pop her up there. So thanks to Doug, who pointed that out. And because we've moved on to the 3rd spot on the fame track, that means that we get a title card. Now, these cards, they'll be open to everybody. And very similar to the event cards, you only pull them once the first one of our players actually hits it. As the other players come up behind, we don't pull anymore. Just the first player to hit the yellow spots on the fame track will pull title cards, and the first player to hit the purple spots will pull event cards. So here's the titles, and let's see what we got. We got a veteran, a wealth of experience. To claim this title, be the first player to completed and unspent missions of one mission type. I don't know what unspent means. Anybody knows unspent? Let me know. Missions completed but not spent before this title is revealed count. Once claimed, this title grants you always receive the maximum payment on the mission card whenever you complete a mission of the type which you claimed this card. And you get 2 fame points as well. So pop that over here as a reminder and put the stack down behind it. Okay, so that's us all caught up, which means we can get on with episode 3. Our first player is Johnny Neptune, who's in the Vagabond. So let's have a look at his player area. And here we are with Johnny. Okay, so he's still on the harvest spot on Burning Horse. So what we might do is we might try and fill up some of these empty cargo hold spaces, and then we'll head him back to Kemplar 2. So it's going to be it's going to be very congested, Kemplar 2. So he's going to head back there, and hopefully with a hold full of Holo. He can sell that, and then he can head towards Neo Damascus, I think. So that's him. We'll need all of these. Because we're in space and not on a planet, it means we're pretty low on energy as well. We've only got 4 energy. Now, we're in a nebula, so we'll have to keep an eye on it, because if we lose a lot of energy, then we're in real trouble. We have got impulse power, but yes, bit of a pain. Okay, let's get over to the board. And here we are at the board. And there we go. There is the Vagabond and Johnny Neptune. As mentioned, he is on the harvest spot. So before we kick off, he's going to have another harvest. So he's got to roll a d20. He's the blue player, so we'll roll the blue d20. An 11 or over, please. A 20. Oh, yes. A 20. Two things. One, he gets a fame point, a natural 20. So that will put him up to Asteroid Worm. So great job. And that also means he obviously gets some Holo. So he's harvested it, and he will pop that into his cargo hold. He still has 3 spaces because he's got a cargo pod. So we're going to try that again. So, come on, you can do it. A 14, so he gets another one. We're on a bit of a roll. So, yet another Holo cube. He's got 2 cargo spaces left. So, we'll have one more go. We'll have one more go. God. Ugh. Come on. Get it in the actual dice tower. A 3. Ugh. So he's took 3 energy damage. I thought we were pushing it there. He's going to roll for his Tarred shield. See if he can avoid that energy loss. And he rolls a 3, so he does. But that does cost him one of his armed markers to do that. And yeah, we'll call it quits there while we're ahead. We did get 2 extra Holo cubes, so that's good. So he's going to spend an armed marker on his engine. So M22, but he has a GTS. So we're going to roll a D6 again. And he's going to head off. So he rolls a 1. So good job he's got GTS. So that's 3. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. So that means he went over a mission point twice. So he'll get 6 mission cards. So 1, 2. Oh, we'll cut them first. We always cut them, don't we? There we go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll have a look at those later. And put that down there. Now, although he is flush on the Tigris gate there, you don't have to use the gate. You can just sort of like fly past it. Yeah, so that's like a small point in space. So you don't actually have to go through the gate just because you sort of sat right on top of it. It's your choice whether you go through the gate or not. He's going to spend another armed token on his engine, and we're going to roll another D6, and hopefully we'll do better than a 1. Yes, we get a 3, so that'll be 5 with his GTS. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, yes, it's getting a bit congested in there, but 2 of these get, well, all 3 of the other ones are going to like sort of fly off. So hopefully by the end of the round, it'll be a bit less congested. So he's here. He's going to have to use his final armed marker to use his final engine spot. And the reason for that is because he can't actually get onto the cell space. So he's got to roll at least a 2 so that he can use it from an adjacent space. He has got GTS. So he rolls a 6 now. So that means he can use that Holo space. So he's going to sell the Holo at 1,000 a pop. He has got 3 Holo cubes here. So that's 3,000. Put those. Now those go into the supply, but we will pull out 2 spice. Now, the only reason we're pulling out 2 spice instead of 3 is because spice already has 4 spaces taken up on the economy board. So spice is now 6 on the economy board. It's full up. Because when you sell Holo, it turns into spice. And so, good stuff. And he gets 3,000 credits, which is great. Because now he has enough for a ship. he actually has 7,000 credits. Woo! Brilliant stuff. Okay. Right. So he's used all of his armed tokens now, and I think he's just going to sit it out. He has got impulse. In fact, I probably should have used impulse. Yes, he's going to get he's going to get one of his armed tokens back, and it's impulse that we're actually going to spend so that he could use the cell space. So yeah, that'll save us some energy. He's going to get all of his energy back, but let's get into some good habits. So he's used his impulse for that. And yes, that is it for his action phase. So let's move straight on to the business phase. And here we are at the business phase. Not gonna mess around with the vagabond too much because we're gonna buy something else. So we're gonna spend 5,000 of these credits. Pop that over there. That leaves him with 2,000. We're gonna keep hold of those. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna swap our ship, and we're gonna swap it for the Lone Drifter, which I'll just show you here. This is the Lone Drifter. So impulse is going to go down, but we're going to sort out his movement a bit. And but look at that hold, 14 in the hold. It's got 11 energy, and yes, this is just the sort of ship that we want for a merchant. So I'm just going to swap these over, and then we'll get back with it. Okay, I'm back. And let's not forget, he gets an extra fame point. So he too is now mostly harmless. So there you go. It's nip and tuck on the old fame track. All right, so we've still got 2,000 there. And we'll carry on. Let's have a quick look at the mini. So this is the Lone Drifter. So there we go. So we'll put that onto Kempler 2. Just about, because these big ships are the ships are getting bigger. And yes, so because we're on a planet, that means we get all of our energy back, and it also means we can rearm for free. So we'll pop all those on there. I've put his M22 engine, his GTS, his cargo pod, and his Tard shield in here. Now, he's not going to buy any more outfits. Well, not yet anyway, because he wants this 2,000 in order to buy some cargo. He's going to buy some spice for next round, which he's going to take to Neo Damascus. So he's just going to save his money for that because he is the trader, remember. So all that sorted out. He gets his, he'll get his impulse back. In fact, I shouldn't have rearmed those. We are still in the business phase. So it's down there. So his impulse and the rearming will actually take place in the status phase. I think that is it for what we're doing in this business phase. I'll just check. Yeah, we've got no damage to repair. We're not messing around with outfits. We've rearranged the hold. We've bought the new ship. Yeah, so that's the end of the business phase. Let's move into the status phase. And here we are at the status phase, and now we can move these up. So normally that would cost 3 energy, but we're on a planet, and he gets his impulse back. One other quick thing, he keeps his Betea grid, but yes, he does get a new special ability. And what he's going to pick is he's going to pick the Inertia Harness, Regenerative Cargo Delivery and Recovery, Lone Drifter. After you take the buy action, move up to 3 spaces. After you take the sell action, move up to 3 spaces. If the sell generated cargo that was in demand, move up to 6 spaces instead. So it's just a nice freebie for him to get extra movement. So excellent stuff. It doesn't cost any energy or anything either. So it's a real freebie. So he's going to take that. He retains his Batea grid, remember? So that's good. And he's still got his shuttle mission. Let's just... oh, yes, the militia squad and the Delta Gate. We might get rid of this because we haven't got the Delta Gate. So we'll have a look at these. Remember, we're not interested in anything that's orange, because like that's all getting bounties and stuff, and he's a law-abiding gentleman. So there's a private eye, find and report illegal activity. The Bureau has been barred from the investigation, but I think the planet is dirty. Find out what you can. Fly to Calicus. Well, we've got Calicus, and it's on the way to Neo Damascus. Collect intel by discarding the top 3 mission cards from the mission point. You know what? Oh, it's got to be delivered to the grinder, though, and the grinder isn't on the board. So, no. An applied sciences team necessitates travel to the weapons test site and outpost 338. We've got that as well. It's not as dangerous as it sounds. Yeah, right. As long as you take the approach right. And pick up passengers at the Tigris Gate. And fly to outpost 338, the mission point. And that is actually 2 sectors. So 2,000. Now we can actually do that. And we can do it now, unlike the previous shuttle mission. Transport. The frog-faced girl smiles. Well, Captain, we look forward to your arrival. A simple job, but how easy would it be to drop the plasma at the closest port instead? Decisions. So fly to a mission point in any anomaly. We haven't got an anomaly out, so no, we won't do that. And there's a possibility of a bounty as well, so no. Assist. Starside travel assistance. A man clutching a briefcase makes contact with you. My briefing is in 2 cycles, and my starship could use some aid. If I'm late for the meeting, I'll lose the Gateron portfolio, so hurry. So fly to a mission point in any asteroid. Well, we've got Outpost 338. Gear up. You place X number of 1,000 credit coins on this card. 1, 2 or 3, your choice. Second player on your left is your target. So who would that be? That would be our 3rd player, wouldn't it? So that'd be Aquasion again. As an action, when adjacent to the target, spend X energy. Target may choose 1. Heal X damage, gain X energy, or move up to 2X spaces. Then you gain all the money on this card. Well, groovy. Nah. There's a lot of messing about. Research. Scientists need you to conduct research for a very important project. If you're able to capture some good data, it could mean a generous reward. Fly to Red Gulch. Red Gulch isn't there. Burning horses, but yeah. Let's. This one's looking the favourite. This shuttle mission, and that's the private eye that we looked at first. So what we're going to do is we're going to use this one. Now he can only have 1 at a time. So that means he's got to get rid of this one. Yeah. Oh, one thing I should have done. I should have decided to chuck this before I read all through those. Yeah, that's my fault. I was going to chuck it because we haven't got the Delta Gate. But yes, if you are going to do this, if you are going to swap over your mission, then you've got to make the decision to discard the mission that you have before you look at all the alternatives. I forgot to do that, but I was going to get rid of it because we don't have the Delta Gate. So we've took this one. Okie doke. So, yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, should have discarded my current mission straight away and then looked at the other ones. But this is our new shuttle mission, and this is our new ship. So I think that is it. He's right for fame points. I did give him a fame point for getting a new ship. Did remember. And he got a fame point as well for... What was it? He got a fame point for something. I forget what it was. What did he get his other fame point for, Paul? Come on, man. Came out of Burning Horse. And he got all those mission points. Went over the Tigris Gate. And he got a fame point for something else, and I can't remember what the hell it was. But I'm sure I mentioned it as I went along. Anyway, it means he is on mostly harmless. Okay, so that is it for Johnny Neptune and the Lone Drifter, as it is now. Next up is going to be Cobra Hex and the Easy Tiger. And here we are with Cobra Hex and the Easy Tiger. Just before we get into him, though, I just realised that Johnny needs yet another fame point because he sold 2 cubes of Holo. If you sell 2 cubes of your cargo, then you get a fame point. So Johnny's actually a rubbish runner, and that means we hit the next event card spot. So we'll cut and we'll find out what the next event is. Mob Rule. So pay up or else while this card is in play. After a player on the kiln takes a sell or sift action, that player must pay 1,000 credits and put it on this card, or take 1d12 unblockable damage. Ooh, that's bad. This card leaves play when there is 5,000 credits on this card. So there's Mob Rule at the kiln. Oh, bad news. Bad news. Oh, bit grim, bit grim. So set those like that. And we've got to remember about the wormholes. We haven't used any of those yet, but there might be a time, say the scoundrel comes out and it's coming to attack us, then you can always use one of those spawn points for the wormholes. As it stands, you're pretty much rolling a dice, so you could end up anywhere. So that's why I haven't used any of the wormholes yet. Right, anyway, let's get back to Cobra and the Easy Tiger. Right, so we need all 4 of these. He is currently on the buy space of Kemplar 2. So, and he's got 3,000 credits, and there's plenty of spice to be bought. So we'll do that now, because we're right next to the economy board. And it makes sense. So he's going to buy some spice. Now, 2 spice cost 1,000 credits. He has got 3,000, but he's only got 2 empty cargo spaces. So he's going to spend 1,000. And he's going to fill up on spice. And we do take it off the board now. And there you go. So he's filled up his 2 empty cargo spaces. And he's going to head towards Neo Damascus now, because he wants to get closer to our sellsword, who is in the smuggler's den sector. Okie doke. Right, let's get across to the board and see how he goes about. And here we are at Kemplar 2. So there we are. That's Easy Tiger. It is a bit congested, but I promise it will start evening out. We will get starships more evenly distributed. Okay, so he's got his 4 arm tokens here. First one he's going to spend on an engine. He's lifting off, and he's going to try and deliver this spice. So he gets to roll a d6. He does have a GTS, however. Rolls a 4 with his GTS, that's 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gets him there. He's going to use another marker and fire up his engine again. A 5 with his GTS, that's going to be 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's stopped there. He's on an edge. So what we're going to do is we're going to fill in this here, because he's going to spend an energy. So he's down to 7 energy for a long range scan. We may as well explore a little bit. So let's just do a cut like we normally do. That is going to be... Oh, I've found another planet. Brilliant. Lunari. And it's a lawful planet. So the Enforcer has got somewhere to go now. And here you can buy cyber. You get 2 for 1,000. And you can sell plasma. And yes, this will mean that the merchant also has another stop on his round. So that's good. We've got a exploration token. We've got a mission point. And we've got a spawn point number 6. So if we look down here, we've got a little circle. So that's the way we've got to orientate it. So we pop that in there. We'll roll for the mission point. Not the mission point, the exploration token. So we need a D8, as well as our D6. And that's 7 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 6. So that is going to be our exploration token. And cool. Great. We found another planet. That's excellent. Now, to get to that exploration token, we'd either have to go through the shield, which we're not going to do. Yeah, you can just about see it there, can't you? Or we've got to go all the way around. We're not going to do that. We are going to go to Neo Damascus. We're going to try and get to this cell space. But it's good to know that it's there. So get rid of the D8. And we're going to spend this on our final engine spot. And let's see what we get. Do the high one. Yeah, we got a 6 again, which is brilliant. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go on to the mission point, which means we get 3 missions. Cut it near the top. 1, 2, 3. Remember, he's got an M computer. So he's still got room for an extra mission. We'll pop that over there for later, for the status phase. And finally, we're not going to use this because no need to. So that'll remain armed. But what he will do is he will use his impulse for 3. And with that 3 movement, he can go 1, 2, 3, and he's just going to stop there on the cell space. And on the cell space, he can sell spice for 1,000 a pop. So that's going to get him 2,000. So there we go. And a fame point because he's selling 2 cubes. So he gets his first fame point. So he's Space Scum. And we'll take the 2,000. There we are. So he doubled his money with that little run. He's still only got 4,000 though, which is unfortunate. And because we've sold this, it doesn't go back on the economy board as spice. It goes back on as plasma. So put 2 plasma cubes into the plasma spot. And that means that plasma's now gone up to 6. So we have a glut of plasma. Okie dokie. Right, okay. So, good work by the Easy Tiger there. And I think that is it for his action phase. He's not going to do anything else. So let's get back to his player card and the business phase. And here we are at the business phase. So it gets his energy back. So coolness. And yes, that's pretty much it. Yeah, although he's got 4,000 credits, he hasn't got enough to buy a new ship, unfortunately. But he's getting there. And he's not going to change any of his outfits. He's got no damage or anything like that. So he's perfectly fine. And yes, that's it for his business phase. Let's move straight into the status phase. out the status phase, all these that were disarmed are going to be armed. And that's for free because he's on a planet. So he doesn't have to pay the energy. Well, he does pay the energy, but he gets it straight back. He also gets his impulse back, which is good. And yes, that's pretty much it for all of that. So next, what we've got to do is we've got to see if he's going to pick up another of these. We're not going to get rid of any of those two. We're going to keep those. Like we've got the burning horse here and Tigris Gate. So we'll do that next round. That'll get us 2,000 credits. And hopefully we'll be able to get on to Kemplar 2 or somewhere. And then he can get a new ship. But does he get an extra one? We shall see. Oh, all of these are blue. Transport contracted to carry commodities. KRG Mining Company couldn't have been more clear about their expectations, but you can still do whatever you want. A full haul of terror is a tempting proposition. Okay. Well, there's nowhere where we can get terror, really. Oh, yeah, we'll get it from an asteroid. Yeah, you just sort of pick it up. You don't have to mine it yourself, I see. And then you target the player on your right, which for him would be the Vagabond. Yeah, so not the Vagabond, because it's now the Lone Drifter. But no, we'll leave that one. Hopefully there'll be an easy one in here. Starside Travel Assistance. Gate jumps can often induce starship system failures. Captains call it gate rot. You're on a task to assist such a ship. Good luck, Captain. Fly to a mission point in any gate. So we do have a gate. We have the Tigris Gate, and it does have a mission point. Gear up. Place X number of 1,000 credit coins on this card. 1, 2, or 3. Target the player on your right again. Can't be bothered with those. Find and report illegal activity. I think that magician was really an illusionist. The woman waits for her words to sink in. If he's practicing sleight of hand instead of real magic, I want to know. Well, of course he is. Fly to Tig. Now, Tig is not on the board. Tig is also pretty funky. It's like the smallest planet, and it just takes up a space on a sector, and it's quite hard to see, actually. But it's not on the board. So I don't think we'll bother with that. We may take one of these other ones just to fill up. And we'll take assist. No, I wasn't really looking to do that, but let's fill up his M comp. And yes, that's it for him. So we'll get rid of those. And that's pretty much it for his status phase. Yes, that's it for his status phase, and we will move on. But just before we get to Aqua Scion, we've got the Enforcer here. We are looking after the Enforcer, and the Enforcer has now got somewhere to fly to. So it's going to move 6, and it's going to go towards the next lawful planet, which is Lunari, which we just pulled out. So it's going to head towards Lunari with 6 movement. Okie doke, let's get over to the map. And here we are at the map, and there is the Enforcer. So he's going to move 6, and he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So he's on his way to Lunari. You notice he's still well over a sector away from the sellsword, so he's not going to sort of zoom towards the sellsword. If he had got within a sector while he was travelling, then I would have rerouted him, because he'd have gone, oh, there's an outlaw, I'll chase it. But he's still over a sector away, so he's just going to go down to Lunari here. Okay, so that is it for the Enforcer's turn. Now we can move on to Aqua Scion. And here we are with Aqua Scion. Just done a bit of editing. Yes, the extra fame point for Johnny Neptune was he rolled a 20. So you get an extra fame point for that. All right. Anyway, what we're going to do with Aqua Scion, we've had a bit of bad news because we've got mob rule at the kiln, which means if we pick up another artifact, we're going to have to pay £1,000 credits in order to sell it at the kiln, and that's the only place we can sell it, unfortunately. So that's going to put a hold on her archaeological career for a while. But she's also a bit of a geologist, a bit of a miner, so we'll find something else for her to do. But I've noticed a big opportunity. A big opportunity has arisen with Lunari coming on the board, because Neo Damascus actually sells plasma. So we can buy plasma at Neo Damascus, and we can actually sell it at Lunari. And Lunari is right next door to Neo Damascus. Plus, we have this spice cube, which is we can sell at Neo Damascus. So let's go to Neo Damascus. Let's sell this spice. We've got 3,000 credits here, and we can buy some plasma, go to Lunari, sell it there. Hopefully by that time we'll have over 5,000 credits and we can buy a new ship. Hurrah! Okay, so that's the plan. So we'll need all of these, and let's get across to the board. And here we are at the board. Puddle Jumper is on the kiln. We're going to use our first armed token, and we're going to put that on her Halon engine. She's just got a D8, so we're going to have to hope she rolls well. She's got no GTS, and she rolls a 6. That's fantastic. So the kiln is currently here, so she's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to here. Then she's going to spend another one of these, and she's going to fire up her engine again. Come on, need a good roll. A 7, that's an excellent roll. That's 1, whoops, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then she's going to use, she's got impulse of 4, so she's going to use her impulse because the easy tiger is already on the cell space. That is the cell space, isn't it? Yes, it is. So she's going to use 2, and that means she can sell her spice, but she's only selling 1, so she's not going to get a fame point for that. And because she's selling that, we would normally get a plasma, but plasma's full, so we're not going to get any more plasma on the economy board because it's already got 6 plasma on it. And that means she gets 1,000 credits. So she's got 4,000 credits now. And yeah, she's going to have to. Yeah, there's not a great deal she can do now. I was hoping she could get to Lunari, but she can't. She's going to have to spend one of these to fire up her engine again. And what she's going to do is roll. And she gets an 8. So she's going to go on the mission spot. That'll get her 3 missions at least. And we can have a think about whether she's going to pick one up. She has got a transport mission. So that was fly to a spot, a mission point in any lawful planet. And then target a player. I think we are going to get rid of that. We're going to get rid of that. Get rid of it now while I remember. And we'll just take 3 more and pick one. So 1, 2, 3. There we are. Hopefully we'll have a good mission in there. And then she'll just go back to the buy spot. I don't think buying is a minor action. I'll just check again, but don't think it is. Yeah, collecting is minor, but buying and selling isn't. So she's got to stop there, unfortunately, but she's going to buy plasma. Now, how much? She's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 empty cargo spaces, and she's got 4,000 credits. So she can buy, if she buys 4 plasma, that's going to cost her 2,000. She's going to do that. So she spends 2,000 and she picks up 4 plasma off the board, which leaves 2 on the economy board. Pop those into her cargo pod and 1 on her ship proper. And that is it for her. She can't really use anything else. She's used all her engine up. So this can go back as armed. And that is the end of her action phase, unfortunately. I was hoping to get back out of here and perhaps get into Lunari, but yes, she did have a bit of a trek. So she wasn't able to do that. And having another player on the sell spot didn't help either. But not too bad, not too bad. She's picked up 4 cubes of plasma. She's going to go to Lunari and sell that. And she has picked up some new missions. Hopefully she'll have an easier one in that in those 3 missions that she can pick. Okay, let's move on to the business phase. And here we are at the business phase. Nothing really to recharge. She hadn't actually spent any energy yet, and now she's on Neo Damascus. All that's fine. Yeah, so all we've got to do is disarm these, take them off the outfit, ready for the status phase. We're not going to buy anything. Really, we're saving up to get a ship. We're not going to rearrange anything. Everything's fine. Okay, so let's move into the status phase. And here we are at the status phase, so we get our impulse back. We can arm these markers, which costs us 3 energy, but we get that back immediately because we're on a planet. And what's left to do? Just pick these. So hopefully they will be a good one. So 3 blue ones. You should be able to do one of these easily enough. The android hails you. Salutations, Captain. There's a starship nearby that could use a little push in the right direction. Care to oblige? So we've got to fly to a mission point in any ice asteroid. We haven't got any ice asteroids yet, so no. Research, scan for scientific data. A young man with long white hair and an overbite strides up to you. There was an advanced biosynthetic weapon that disappeared during the war. Fly to Krella 4. Unfortunately, Krella 4 isn't on the board, so we won't do that one either. Shuttle, transport passengers. A short, bald man waddles up to you. I'm trying to visit my brother. It's his cake day in a few cycles, and I'm the only family he's got. You tell him you like the cut of his jib and head off to Red Gulch, except we pick up passengers in Pelmont. So Pelmont is on the board, but Red Gulch isn't. Well, we've got to pick one, so we'll take that one. Perhaps I shouldn't have got rid of the other one, but I didn't really fancy it. Chasing around other players. It's alright when there's not many sectors on the board, but if there's a lot of sectors on the board, then it's a pain. At least with these ones, you know, the actual place you're going stays in the same place, or it should do anyway. So we'll stick with that one. We can always get rid of it in the future if we go over another mission point. All right, so that is it for Aquacyan and the Puddle Jumper. Yeah, that's it. Not going to do anything else with her. Just before we go to Vesvirgo, though, we do have our merchant. It's got 1,000 credits on it. We'll just check the trade route, because we've now got Lunari, which is here. And after Kempler 2, it's on Kempler 2. It would go to Lunari. So we're going to... Oh, no, Neo Damascus. Yes, right. Let's get it right. We're on Kempler 2. We're going to go to Neo Damascus because that's before Lunari, and then we're going to go back to Kempler 2 because Azor and Doravin 5 haven't been found yet. Okay, so we are going back to Neo Damascus. Okay. And now I've got that straight in my head. Let's go back to the board and move the merchant. And here we are with the merchant. He's just here. I've been doing the merchant. I've been doing him out of a movement point. We are using the NPC stats, which gives him 9 movement. On the card that I've been looking at, obviously he's only been getting 8. But he's made it to Kempler 2 and Neo Damascus anyway in the interim. I don't think he's lost any turns because I've diddled him out of 2 movement points. But we'll move him 9 from now on. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there he is. In fact, we'll put him on that one. Then we don't get confused that he's on the kiln. And yeah, he's heading in this direction to Neo Damascus, and then he'll go to Lunari here. So he's about halfway there. So good work, the merchant. Okay, that is it for Aquacyan and the merchant. Next up is Vesvirgo. And here we are with Vesvirgo. So she's got a brand new ship, and we've got our recall token and everything. So we need all these 4. And we've got to find out what she's going to do. Unfortunately, she's got no money whatsoever. She spent it all on a ship. So we can't even pick up any spice to go and sell at Neo Damascus. So we'll have to think of something else. We haven't got a mission that we can do because she completed that. She stole those plans from Aquacyan, and she did that last turn, and we haven't got another mission. So yeah, we'll just have to fly around, perhaps do a bit of mining, something like that. Okay, let's get to the board. And here we are at the board. I think first things first, we will try and get a mission. We may as well try and get another mission. Don't think... Can we make it there in Impulse? 1, 2, 3. Yes, we can. So we're going to use Impulse just to get to the mission point. So we'll get to the mission point. We'll pick up 3 missions. Have a look at them in the status phase. 1, 2, 3. And see if there's anything she can do. Then we're going to spend one of her arm tokens and put it on her Halon engine. She does have a GTS though, so that should help out if she rolls low. And she rolls a 5, plus 2 is a 7. You know what we could do? We could do a bit of exploring, couldn't we? So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And she's going to stop here. And we're going to explore here. Now, you can't explore through a planetary shield. Yeah. So even though we were on the edge of the board there, the planetary shield stops you exploring. It blocks your long-range scanners or something. So we'll spend an energy. And she's going to explore up here. So that is going to be just the straight line. Let's get all the map tiles. We will give them a cut. We'll cut near the top for a change. And, ooh, Ferron's Call, which looks like an anomaly to me. It is an anomaly. Look at that big black hole in the middle with the red border around it. End up in there. It's good night, Vienna. So Farron's Call, an anomaly. It's got 2 exploration tokens. It does have a mission point as well. A gravity path here. The outer gravity path. Gravity on enter, roll a 12 to move on the path. And if you carry along the path, you can move off the path, but if you decide to carry on, gravity on enter, roll a 6 and move, roll a d6 and move on the path. So actually what can happen is you can roll a 12, which will get you on here, and then roll a 6 and you end up like getting sucked in by the black hole. But hopefully that won't happen. And obviously we've got these 2 exploration tokens that we've got to put on. So we've got to look for, that is the line. So that's going to go in here. That's Farron's Call. We've got to roll for those exploration tokens. We'll do this one first. And that is 5 and 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's that one. Roll again for the second one. Ooh, get it into shot a bit better. And that is a 4 and a 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 6. That pops in there. Excellent. Okay. Well, it doesn't really help us out. And I don't fancy doing... There's no real reason for us to go on this gravity... on the gravity track at the moment. We'll just leave it. We'll go somewhere else, I think. So let's fire up an engine and roll the D8 again. So where to head? Where to go though? That's the thing. So that's a 3. Plus 2 is a 5. We can't even salvage in this debris field. There's nowhere to salvage. There's no salvage spot. So 5. What we could do, let's do this, is we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're going to land on the spawn point and use the wormhole. Why not, for a laugh? All spawn points are now connected to each other and provide special movement similar to gates. Whenever someone uses the spawn points for special movement, which we're going to do now, roll a d20. On a 1, the wormholes collapse and the ship using the wormhole is destroyed. But anything apart from a 1, it will take us to another spawn point. And we'll say it's the nearest one. Hopefully I won't roll a 1. A 9 I roll. So we've got an 8 here. I don't think we've actually... Oh, we have got a 9. It's Lunari up there. Oh, no, it isn't. That's a 6 because it's upside down. The tile's upside down. So that isn't a 9. I don't think anywhere else is a 9. Nope. So the nearest is the 8 down here. So we will jump there. So that's quite funky. And we're now quite close to this mining space. So we may as well go for that. And we've still got 1 movement. So we're going to move 1 there. Going to use our final engine, I think. But just before we do, we're going to drop our recall token here. Just in case, you know, something crappy happens and we need to get the hell out. So we'll drop our recall there. It's right next to what is essentially a wormhole. So we can always go back this way and just use the wormhole and try and get to somewhere else on the board. Okay, so we've dropped that. Now we're going to roll that D8. Use our final engine. It's a 6 plus 2 for a GTS is 8. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Are we going to stop there? Or shall we just do... Shall we have an exploration frenzy? No, we'll stop there. We need some money, don't we? So hopefully we will not get damage. We've got to roll a d20. Come on, 11 or over. A 5, that's 5 damage. Oh! So we haven't picked anything up. We've got 5 damage. We're going to have to use our final arm token on the Zulu 2 shield, which at least is a D8 shield. So how much damage are we going to get? 2. We start, so we get 3 damage. That's bad. And the reason that is bad is we're not going to be able... We've got no money. We have got no money. So I'll put these in the cargo, the empty cargo spots we've got. But we have no money to get rid of that damage, unfortunately. Which is a bit of a downer. And... cobblers. No! So, yeah. Yeah, until we can get some money, we're going to really struggle to get rid of that damage now, because that cost us 1,000 to get rid of the damage. Oh well, never mind. It was worth a go. We've still got our recall token here, so we can actually get out of the field. That's no problem. And yes. Well, she had a really good turn last turn. This turn, not so good. And that's it. She's used all her armed markers now. So that's the end of her action phase. Let's move into... It won't be the business phase because she's not on a planet. So let's move straight to the status phase. And here we are at the status phase. Okie dokie. Right, so though that's where I've put the 3 damage. So it's hit the port engine. Well, not the port engine. Well, yes, I suppose so. Whatever. Anyway, the left side of the ship, it's got 3 damage on it. Yep, status phase. So we'll get all of our energy back. These go to disarmed, but then... Oh no, we don't get all our energy back. Idiots, we didn't do a business phase. So all those go to disarmed, and bloody knocking them off the tray. So all those are disarmed, but we're going to spend 4 energy. Remember, we spent 1 for a long range scan. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're down to 5 energy, but we get all our armed markers back. We get our impulse back. And yeah, pretty poo. That was pretty poo. But let's see what the missions... Hopefully we've got a high-paying mission. Smuggler. That's got to be us, right? Transport illegal goods. I need someone who can stay off the grid. A one-armed man tells you. A friend of mine is going to be on Azure in a few cycles and I want you to deliver a package for me. So you pick up the contraband in Pelmont, which isn't a problem. That's not too far away. But you've got to deliver it to Azure, which is not on the board, unfortunately. So we might not be able to do that. But we'll see what the others are like. Shuttle. Transport passengers. Some passengers request a ride across the system. You don't mind the company, and honestly, you could use the credits. Pick up passengers at TK421. It's not on the board, so I think that's a no-no, even though Tigris Gate is on the board. Arms dealer. Enable the carnage. A pale man with a dark purpose blips on your comm. Captain, care to take a walk on the wild side? I need some specific tech. Pick up a missile outfit. Payment determined by the outfit delivered. Tier 1 missile, Tier 2, Tier 3. All these give you a bounty though. And we'd have to deliver it to the grinder, which is not on the board. So we'll get rid of those. And we'll just have to hope that Azure comes out. So she will take the smuggler mission. So, bit of a downer for Vess Virgo this turn. Hasn't really gone her way. And yeah, she's took 3 damage. It's because I spent, that's a nifty to remember, don't spend all your credits. Because if I kept those credits back, I'd have been able to sort of try and get back to a planet and actually pay to get rid of that damage. Just checking how much it is to get rid of damage. I think actually I'm not sure whether it's £1,000, 1,000 credits per damage or 1,000 credits to get rid of all the damage. It's probably 1,000 per damage, isn't it? So we need 3,000. Oh no! At least we have got 1 spare cargo hold. If you fill up all your cargo hold, your empty cargo space, and you still get damage, you've got to start putting it onto your outfits. And if it goes on a yellow spot, you use like one of your uses. So there's 3 for the Zulu there. And so if I put 1 on there, we'd only have 2 uses left. But even if, say, it goes on the Halon engine where that number 8 is, so it's not on one of the yellow markers, you still take a penalty to whatever you roll for your movement. So always try and fill up your empty cargo space first with things like damage. Yes, that's a bit of a downer. Anyway, okay, right, that's it for her status phase. Next up, it's that's it. That's the end of the turn, isn't it? So, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for all the likes, dislikes, for all the views, for all the subscriptions, for all the help and support. You're a set of stars. Thank you so much. Anybody who's been to Board Game Links to upvote the site, thank you. And anybody on BGG who's liked the videos over there, made a comment, drop geek gold, anything like that, thank you so much. Followers on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, thank you too. Yes, brilliant. Okay, if you've noticed any errors that I've missed, please let me know and I will try and fix them for next turn. But until then, that is the end of episode 3. I hope to see you in episode 4, but until then, this is me, Catweazle, saying toodaloo.